In this video, I'll show you how to create a transportation booking system and automate the new as well as the cancelled booking process. So assume that I have created a taxi booking form via which I have just received a booking. Now after which I would like to create a payment link for my customer, and I also want to send the same payment link to the customer so that he can make a payment in order to complete that booking. And at the same time, I am also going to collect all the booking details into the spreadsheet. Now this is going to be the first scenario of our automation. Now what will happen when the customer will make a payment? So we are going to automatically send a payment success email to our customer, and then we are going to update a spreadsheet and will change the status from unpaid to paid. Okay, so this is going to be the second scenario of our automation. Now what will happen when the customer will cancel the booking before the booking date will arrive? Okay, so we are going to automatically refund the full payment to our customer, and again we are going to update our spreadsheet, and this time the status will be changed from paid to the refund. Okay, so this is how we are going to automate this process. And for collecting the bookings, I am going to use this JotForm form builder software, but in place of that you can use any form builder software. And for collecting the payments, I am going to use Razorpay payment gateways. And of course, for managing the whole data, I am going to use Google Spreadsheet. So if you also want to automate your transportation booking process using a form builder software, any payment gateway and the spreadsheet, come with me and I will show you the whole process step by step. So I have created an online taxi booking form, and if the customer is making the booking for the first time, he is going to select this option and these options will appear. All right, and if he is cancelling any existing booking, he is going to select this option. Okay, and I have created this form using JotForm form builder software. You can use any form builder software, and assume that the customer is actually booking a taxi via this form. So firstly, I am going to create a payment link via Razorpay, and then I am going to send the same payment link to the customer, and I am also going to collect all the booking details into the spreadsheet. Okay, and in order to create this automation, I will have to build a connection in between these applications, and I am going to do that with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing integration and automation software via which you can easily connect multiple applications and automate your task. And you can also reach here by typing pabbly.com/connect. I will also attach this link into my description box. Now, if you are a new user of Pabbly Connect, you will have to sign up for free, where you will also get free tasks every month in your account in order to test these kinds of amazing automation. Well, I am already an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so that is why I have clicked on sign in, and then I'll be clicking on access now, and this is how you will see how I will reach out to the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. All right, so here I am going to reach out to the dashboard. And once you will reach here, firstly you will have to click on this blue button, that is create workflow, and from here exactly we are going to start building our automation, our workflow. Okay, so simply provide any random name to your workflow, to your automation. I am providing the name as automate transportation booking process, and here my focus will be only on the new as well as the cancelled booking process. Okay, so we are going to automate these two processes, cancelled booking process, new and cancelled booking. Okay, now after providing the name, you'll have to click on this blue button, that is create, and then you will find two boxes in front of you. So these are actually trigger and action. So trigger means when this happens, action means do this. So whenever this happens, do this. Understand with an example also. Whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, let's say send an email via Gmail application, and here according to our use case, whenever the booking is arrived via JotForm application, automatically create a payment link into the Razorpay application, then automatically send the payment link via Gmail application. Then this is how we are going to collect the details into the spreadsheet, basically into the Google Sheets application. Okay, so this is how we are going to select the applications in which we are building an automation one by one. Okay, so firstly I am going to search for the JotForm, because firstly I am going to collect collect the booking details via this form. Okay, so after selecting the application, you will have to select the trigger event. Well, I want as soon as a new response is received, this automation should start trigger. So that is why I have selected the same, and here you can see it has provided me a webhook URL. Okay, so I am going to firstly copy this webhook URL, and you'll have to read these instructions. Okay, so I'll go back to my jot form, and here this is my form. I am going to edit this particular form, and firstly I am going to connect this form with the Pabbly Connect so that we can capture all the booking details into the Pabbly Connect, and then we are going to send the same details via Pabbly Connect only to different application. Okay, so coming back to my jot form once again, and here you will have to click on the settings option. After that, choose this integration option and then search for the webhooks option here. Alright, here you can see the webhook option. So I am going to edit this integration. I am going to remove this existing webhook URL, and then I am going to paste this new webhook URL which I have just received via Pabbly Connect. Alright, so I have pasted the same and simply click on this complete integration, and this is how the connection will be made into Jotform and Pabbly Connect. Okay, you can see the integration is ready. Okay, now you will have to read the instructions that it is actually waiting for the webhook response. So log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So basically it is asking to do a test submission or record, and here the test submission means making of a new booking. Okay, so firstly I am going to choose this new booking, and here with some dummy details I am going to actually make a new booking by filling out this form. Okay, so assume that the number of persons going to travel is 3, the name of the person who is actually booking this, who is actually making this booking. Okay, so dummy customer is the name of the person. Okay, dummy customer. The email address is admin@pabblytunes.com. I'm adding a random email address. Now I'm going to add any 10-digit dummy number. All right, I have added the same distance in kilometers. So let's say I want to travel 45 kilometers, and here I have also added a hidden field in which I am calculating the price. Okay, so the total price, it has automatically shown me, basically it has shown to the customer that 15 per kilometer will be charged, and this is how for 45 kilometer it is going to charge 675. Okay, pickup address, so here I am going to add any dummy address, that is all right. So I am adding any dummy address. Alright, so I have provided the address as well, and here I am going to choose the date and time of travel. Okay, so assume that I am going to travel on the 14th of February. Yes, it is the Valentine's Day, and 10 a.m. Alright, I am going to select this 9 a.m. as the traveling time, and where to travel. So assume that I am going to travel at Sihor, clicking on submit, and this is how I have submitted this booking form. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and here you will see the magic, the response is received via Pabbly Connect, and let me show you the details one by one. We have received the same details. Okay, so where are the details? Here you can see it is the same dummy phone number. Here we have the address as well, and let me show you the name of the person. Okay, here you can see the first name as the dummy, the customer name, basically the last name as the customer, and we even have the email address, we even have the date and time. Okay, so this is how we have captured all the details via Jotform. Okay, and now the presence of this data clearly shows that first step of our automation, which was building a connection in Jotform and Pabbly Connect and capturing the booking details into the Pabbly Connect, is successful. Okay, now we are going to create a payment link for this customer. For that I am going to choose router here. Now you must be thinking, instead of selecting the Razorpay, why I am selecting this router? Because alright, this is important. The router should be always your last step. Okay, so in this router only I am going to apply other conditions. So that is why I am going to delete all these existing conditions, existing steps right in front of you. Okay, now router is my last step, and what will happen, we have two cases here. The first case is I would like to create a payment link into the Razorpay. Okay, create a payment link, and in Razorpay? Well, here I am using Razorpay for creating a payment link, so that is why I'm specifying here. But it is completely up to you that which payment gateway you are using for collecting your bookings. Okay, create a payment link in Razorpay, click on update. Now what will be the second condition? Currently I'm just renaming this step as the when the customer is going to cancel the booking, but we are going to complete this process later. Okay, I have simply provided the name. Okay, so what we have done is, firstly we have collected the booking details. Now I am going to create a payment link for this customer, for which you will have to click on this button, and here I am going to specify clearly using this filter that if this booking is actually a new booking, then only the further steps should be executed, otherwise the second step should be executed. Now why I am specifying it here? Okay, because the form which I have created consisted of two options. So what will happen when the customer will choose a new booking, this router step will be executed, but when the customer will choose this cancel appointment, in that case this second router step will be executed. Okay, so how and from where I am going to specify this condition? So let me first show you the data which I have received via jot form, and here you can see in this select service I have the status as the new booking, and with the help of this only, using this data only, I am going to specify the condition. So let me first copy this text. Okay, because I am going to search the same text here also while specifying the condition. So let me search for the same. All right, and here we have the very same thing. When this is equal to new booking, then only this router step should be executed, and make sure your text should be exact here, otherwise what will happen? Your condition will be false. Okay, so I'm clicking on this button, and this time the condition will be true. Why? Because this is actually a new booking only. Here you can see the condition is true, and if the condition is true, what should be the next step? It should create a payment link into the Razorpay. So that is why I am going to search for the Razorpay payment gateway here, and in the action event, since I want to create a payment link, so that is why I am going to select the same. Okay, let me search for the same. Here we have the action event, that is create payment link. Okay, now just like we have connected Pabbly Connect and jot form, we are also going to connect this Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. Okay, so I have selected this connect, click on add new connection, and for the connection it is asking for the key ID and the key secret. Okay, so the instruction for the same are already given. Okay, so I'll take you to my Razorpay dashboard, and here you will have to click on the settings option. Okay, after which you will find an option of API keys. Directly click on that API key. I think I have selected some other settings. Okay, click on this API key, and this is how you will receive your key and the ID. Okay, so I'm going to regenerate my key. Okay, regenerate the existing key, and this is how I am going to deactivate the old key into the 24 hours, confirm and deactivate, and this is my key ID. I'm going to paste the same, and you can also build the connection in between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect like this only. Okay, so there is not an issue. Okay, I am actually making the payments into the testing account. Okay, so coming back here, and I have provided all the details, clicking on save, and this is how the Razorpay and Pabbly Connect will be connected. Okay, now it is asking that for which particular amount you would like to create a payment link, and amount must be into the smallest unit of the currency. Okay, so firstly I am going to search for that amount. Well, from where I am going to get this amount? Okay, so firstly I am going to add some dummy details. Okay, here I have added the dummy details. Okay, let me add the currency here as the INR only, because I am going to collect the payments into the INR only. Okay, and it was asking for the description, so I am simply adding some dummy details so that I can save this step, because here I would like to show you something important. Okay, so clicking on save, expire is required, so let me add this thing also. Okay, here I am going to specify any number. Okay, all right, so I have added the 50 minutes. Now I am going to save this particular step right in front of you, and firstly I will show you the data which I have received via jot form. Okay, so here I have received the amount. Remember, we have received other amount and the total fare is of the 675. So we are going to map the very same amount here. So again I am going to open this particular step, and this time I am going to provide all the details. Okay, and I don't need to manually copy that 675 rupees and paste it here, because I want this automation to work automatically. So to make this happen, I am going to map this data, and mapping is very simple. Simply click on this particular field and you will find that above data, the previous step data here in the drop down. You just need to select that specific data. Okay, so let me search for that data. I think the amount was of something 645. Okay, let me search for that data, basically for that amount. And here we have the total fare as the 675 rupees, and here it has clearly mentioned that whatever the amount you are entering should be into the smallest unit of currency. So if you are providing the value as 10, you will have to add 2 extra zeros. So here I have provided 675, so again I am going to provide 2 extra zeros here. Alright, so I have provided the same. So what will happen? The automation will consider this amount as 67500. Okay, moving further, asking for the currency which I have already provided. Type will be the link only. The description, well, here I am going to provide the description as amount, basically the payment link for taxi booking. Okay, or I can also mention that new taxi booking or new booking. Okay, so I have provided the description also, asking for the name, basically for which particular customer you are creating this payment link. So I'm going to search for the name of the customer, and here we have the name of the customer. Let me also map the last name. So firstly I will give a space, and then again I'm going to search for the last name of the customer, asking for the email address. So again click on that. Here I'm going to search for the email address, and this is the email address of the customer, and it is asking for the contact. So again search for the contact number. Okay, so I think I have provided all the details except the one thing, which is expiry date. Okay, so here I will have to specify that after what particular duration of time this payment link should be expired. Basically I'll have to specify the timing, that how long this payment link should be valid, and that time should be also into the timestamp. Okay, so let's say I want that this payment link should be expired after 24 hours. Okay, basically this payment link should be valid for at least 1 day. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to add 1 extra day into my existing day. Okay, so assume that the booking has made today only. So firstly I am going to fetch today's date. Before this raise a pay step, I'll have to introduce one more step here. So I have clicked on this plus icon, and here with the help of date and time formatter feature, which is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, firstly I am going to fetch the today's date. So in action event I am going to search for the modify current date, because what we are going to do is we are going to firstly fetch the current date, and we are going to add 24 hours. Okay, so date format. Okay, so I want the date format in which particular format. So currently I will choose this YYYYMMDDTTHH. Okay, I have selected this. The time zone will be of course the Asia and Kolkata. So let me search for the same. So I have searched for that operation, that time zone also. Now it is asking for the operation. Okay, so basically I want to add 24 hours. Okay, or I can also mention 1 day. Okay, so either I can go with the days or I can go with hours. If I am going with the days, I'll have to provide the value as 1. If I am going with the hours, I'll have to provide the value as 24. Okay, so I am going to add 1 day into my existing date. Okay, so currently today it is actually 7th of February. Okay, so you will see how firstly it is going to give us the 8th of February date, because because we are actually modifying our current date. Okay, so I have clicked on this button save and send test request, and here you can see it has provided me the date into this 8th February, because currently it is 7th of February, and in this 7th of February into the today's date it has added one more day. Okay, now I am going to provide this particular date here as the expiry date, but there is one more problem. That timing should be actually into this timestamp format. Okay, so I will open this timestamp format and let me show you what is this timestamp format. Okay, so basically it is the timestamp format. Okay, so if I'm providing the date as 2023 second month and 6th, okay, and these are our minutes in second, and if I'll click on this convert, you will see how it has provided me the same date and time into this timestamp format. So I will also have to convert the same timing into the timestamp. Okay, so how I'm going to convert this date? Okay, so again we are going to use this date and time formatter feature only, and we are going to change the format of this date and time. Alright, so search for the date and time formatter feature once again. Alright, so this is my feature. Again, it is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect via which you can perform various kind of operation, and here I am going to format the date with the time zone. Simply click on this connect button, and now it is asking for the date. Basically enter date to be formatted. Okay, so I want to format which particular date? Basically the date which I have just formatted. Okay, so I have provided the same. Asking for the from format. Well, currently I have this date and time into this TNZ format, and I think the same format has been selected here. Okay, now it is asking for the to format. Well, I want this date and time format into the timestamp format. That is why we are specifically adding this extra step into my automation. Again, I am going to choose this to format as Asia/Kolkata only. Okay, so I have searched for the same, clicking on the save and send test request button, and you will see how it will provide us the same date and time into the timestamp format. And now finally I am going to provide this time format into this expiry date field. Okay, and again I'm not going to manually copy this data. I'm going to map it so that it will automatically be changed in real time. Okay, so this is my most recent step, and I am going to map the date time from here only. Okay, so this is the timestamp format which I have provided here successfully. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, and finally by providing these details also, well, I am going to keep all these details as it is, clicking on this button save and send test request. But before that, let me first take you to my Razorpay dashboard, and here is our payment links option. Okay, and here you can see the last payment link was created on 3rd Feb. Okay, coming back, clicking on this button save and send test request, fingers crossed, waiting for the response, and here you can see the response is received. Okay, and here you can see it is clearly showing that the payment link has been created for this particular amount. All right, and this is currently due, and let me show you the payment link directly. Okay, so where is the payment link? And this payment link has been created for this customer. So these are the details. Where is the payment link? Our URL, and here you can see the short URL. Okay, let me even show you. Let me open this right in front of you so that you can see how the payment link will be generated. The payment request from Ashirai, payment link for new taxi booking. You can see it is the same text which I have provided, expired by Feb 8th. Okay, and it is the same timing, it is the same amount. You can see 675 rupees only, and these extra 2 decimal 0. And now from here only the customer can make his payment. And now let me show you the Razorpay dashboard, and firstly I am going to refresh this page. And did you notice that how the payment has been created? The payment link has been created into our Razorpay dashboard automatically. And now what is going to be the next step? We are going to send this payment link to our customers so that they can make a payment and they can book this particular booking. Okay, so clicking on this plus icon, and the next step will be next application will be of course the Gmail only, since we want to send an email via Gmail. And in the action event, since I want to send an email, so action event of course will be the same. And here also we are going to connect the Gmail with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going with the existing connection only, but just in case if you are building the first time automation inside Pabbly Connect, you will have to click on this connect with Gmail. Simply provide the access of your Gmail account, and this is how you can connect your Gmail account with Pabbly Connect. Alright, so I have clicked on save, and this is how Gmail will be connected with Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking for the recipient email address. Okay, so who is our recipient? Basically the person who has just submitted the form. So let me search for the email address. Alright, so I have mapped the email address. Now you must be thinking, what is this mapping, which I am repeating in front of you again and again. So whatever the details you are going to map here will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. So what will happen in the next time when the new customer will make this booking, this existing email address of the customer will replaced by the email address of new customer. Okay, so that is why we are specifically mapping the data, asking for the sender name. So I am adding the sender name as the tour and traveling agency. You can provide anything, any data. Okay, since I am running a traveling agency, assume that I am running this agency, tour and traveling agency. So that is why I am specifying this particular name, and my branding is something like this. Okay, tour and traveling agency. Okay, email subject. All right, so please confirm the booking by making payment, or instead of adding this booking, I will add it as taxi booking. Okay, so that it will be easier for customer to understand that about which this particular email is all about. Okay, so please confirm the taxi booking by making payment. Okay, this is going to be the subject line. Now finally I am going to provide the content, and in this content only I am going to add the payment link. Okay, so what will be the message which I am going to send to my customer? Well, I have created already a nice template. I am going to directly copy this message and I'll be pasting the same here. All right, the step has been removed. Let me click on the set filter actions once again, and now I am going to click on this plus icon once again, and I will have to add the Gmail step once again. Okay, let me do the same first. Alright, so I have reconnected Gmail step and have provided all the details. Alright, now finally we were about to compose an email. So I am going to paste the same content and hello, and after this hello I want the name of the customer should be appear automatically. So again I am going to map the name of the customer, and here we have the dummy, going to add a space, and let me search for the last name of the customer. So hello dummy customer, you have recently booked a ride with us. Okay, please make a payment from the below link to confirm this booking, and here exactly I will add the payment link. All right, so from where I'm going to provide the payment link? Well, I have just received the payment link from this razor pay step, remember, into this short URL. Let me search for that short URL, and here we have that payment link which I have mapped successfully inside my content, inside my email content. And here you can see I have specified the email content type as the plain only. Now finally I'll be clicking on this button, and you will see how the same email will be sent to my customer automatically. All right, so let me click on this button, save and send test request, and wait for the response. And here you can see the response is received, going back to my Gmail account, and let me wait for that message for that email. All right. Alright, so here you can see the email is arrived already. Please complete the taxi booking by making a payment. And hello dummy customer, you have recently booked a ride with us. Please make a payment from the below link to confirm this booking. I hope the content is visible to you. Yes, and the payment link is here. Thanks ABC Tour and Traveling Agency, and here is the sender name. And now the customer can make a payment by directly clicking on this payment link. Okay, by providing the details he can make make a payment. Okay, for now I am going to close this particular link. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and we were also about to collect these booking details into our spreadsheet. So that is why I am clicking on this plus icon, and here I'll be searching for this Google Sheets only as the next application, and then I am going to connect to my spreadsheet with the Pabbly Connect. And I can also close this step. Basically I can close this tab. Okay, in action step I am going to select this add a new row. Simply click on connect, and again I will go with the existing connection. And if you are building the connection for the first time, you will have to go with the new connections only, and make sure you provide the access of your Gmail account in which you have created your spreadsheet. Okay, it is connected. Now it is asking to select the spreadsheet. So here you can see whatever the spreadsheets are available inside my account have started visible here, and I am going to select this online taxi booking form spreadsheet. Okay, well, it has got selected automatically. Asking for the select sheet, well, currently I have this data as the sheet. Again, it has got selected automatically, and currently I have added these fields into my spreadsheet: the order ID, the name, the email, the payment link, the status, and the payment ID. Ignore this payment ID currently because we are going to update this column later. Okay, because currently the customer has not made the payment. So whatever the columns I have created inside my spreadsheet, all of these columns are visible here. You can see the order ID, the name, the email, the payment thing. Okay, so I'm going to fill these details one by one, but how about we first delete this existing data. Okay, and now I'm going to show you everything from the scratch. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and it is asking for the order ID. So let me again search for the order ID from the jot form response only. Okay, so here we have order ID. Now why I am collecting this order ID? Because this is going to be unique and this value will be useful later. Okay, asking for the name. So again I am going to map the first name. Okay, give a space, and again I am going to map the last name. Okay, so this is the last name of the customer. Now it is asking for the email, the payment link. Okay, so the customer email was admin@pabblytools.com. Let me search for the payment link, basically the short URL which I have received via Razorpay step. Here you can see asking for the status. So currently I am collecting the booking details which have received via jot form. So all these booking details are all these bookings are actually unpaid, because currently we have sent the email to customer to make a payment. The customer has not done the payment yet, so that is why currently the status will be unpaid for all the payments. So that is why I have provided this value manually instead of mapping. And asking for the payment ID, well, I will leave this particular column, this particular field blank. Currently I do not have any ID. We are going to update this ID later. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and you will see how the same details will be updated automatically. Okay, let me first do the correct formatting. All right, I hope currently the data is visible to you. So here we have the order ID, the name of the customer, the email, the payment link, and the status. Okay, so this router step, the first router step, which was creating a payment link in Razorpay and collecting the sheets inside the Google Sheet, collecting the booking details inside the Google Sheets, is completed. So for now I am going to close this particular step, and let me also rename it as creating a payment link in Razorpay and collect details in sheet. Okay, so I have updated this name also. So this step is done. Now what will happen when the customer will actually make a payment via this particular payment link which we have just sent to him? Okay, so I will show you that thing also, but for that I'll have to create one more automation, one more workflow. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this dashboard completely in a new different tab. Okay, and here I'm going to click on this create workflow once again, and this time we are going to build an automation for the new payments. Okay, if customer has made a payment, this automation is all about if customer has made a payment, and this is actually the part 2 of our automation. So I will also mention it as the part 2 of what? Part 2 of transportation automation. Okay, part 2, transportation automation. I hope it is clear to you. You can provide any random name as per your choice. Transportation. I think the spelling is looking good. If customer has made a payment, click on create. So what will happen? Okay, so we are going to build this automation here. Okay, so the customer is going to make a payment via Razorpay. So that is why the first application here will be the Razorpay only, and you tell us what will be the trigger event. Well, it will be the payment captured. Okay, now after selecting these two here, you can see it has provided me a webhook URL, and again I'm going to connect this Razorpay with the Pabbly Connect with the help of this webhook URL, and instruction for the same are already provided here. Okay, so I will take you to my Razorpay dashboard, and here again we will click on the settings, click on webhooks this time because we are connecting Razorpay this time as a trigger application, but previously we have connected Razorpay with as an action application. So that is why earlier we have chosen this particular option, basically the API keys. Currently you will have to go to this webhooks option. Okay, I hope the data is visible to you. Just in case if it is not visible to you, let me maximize the same. Okay, I can close this data. All right, clicking on this add new webhook URL, and you will have to paste the same webhook URL which you have received via Pabbly Connect. Okay, this is not the step, this is Pabbly Connect. I have copied the same, coming back. Okay, where is the Razorpay dashboard, and then I'm going to paste the same. Now from here you will have to select the action event. So it will be the same, of course, the payment capture, because we want whenever the payment is captured inside Razorpay, it should send the data to Pabbly Connect. So clicking on this create webhook button, and this is how the webhook has been saved successfully and the connection is also done. Okay, coming back, and it is waiting for the webhook response again, and again it is asking to do a test submission, and here the test submission means making of a new payment. So I am going to open this payment link, and then I am going to make a payment via the same customer using the same customer details. Okay, so as far as I remember, I have provided this random number as a customer at the time of booking. I hope I have provided 10-digit number. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, asking for the email address, so I have used this particular email address at the time of booking. So admin@pabblytudes.com, click on proceed. Okay, and now I am going to use this dummy card details. Okay, for making this payment, you can also search for the test Razorpay payment card details on Google, and this is how you will reach out to the test Razorpay payment card. Okay, test Razorpay card, you can search this particular thing on Google, and this is how you can check their documentation for the test payments. It has provided lot of dummy cards. Okay, so coming back to my payment page, and here I'm going to provide any random CVV, and then I'm making a payment, pay without saving a card. Okay, pay without saving a card. Clicking on success, and here you can see the payment is completed. You have successfully paid 675 rupees. The payment ID is this. Okay, coming back to Pabbly Connect, and this is our second automation, basically the part 2 of our transportation automation. Let us check for the data, and here you can see the response is received already. Okay, so let me show you the details one by one. So here we have received the order ID, here we have the payment ID. This is going to be useful later, so that is why I am showing you this. And here we have the email address of the person. Here we have other details as well, that is the contact number, and we have all the details. We have received all the details, and the event type is payment captured. Okay, so again the presence of this data clearly shows that connection in between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect is successful. Now once the payment is done, what exactly we want to send a payment success email to the customer. So that is why I am going to search for the Gmail here once again, just like we have done in our previous step in our part 1. And in action event, simply select or send email, click on connect, go with the existing connection. I'm sorry for that, click on save, and it is connected now. And again I am going to quickly fill all the details again. So recipient email address will be the same. All right, so I have provided the same. The sender name will be again the same, that is tour and traveling agency. So I have provided the same sender number, sender name, asking for the email subject. So your payment is successful, and booking is confirmed. Okay, this is going to be the subject line. Your payment is successful. Let me correct the spelling of success. Moving further, finally I am going to provide the email content, and again I have prepared a very nice email, so I can delete this existing email, and here we have the payment success email. Okay, so directly copy the same, paste it here, and let me first do the correct formatting, hello, and here I want the name of the customer, and again I am going to map the name of the customer. Okay, where is the name? All right, I think I have not captured the detail of the customer. Basically I have not taken any first name and last names, so for now I'm going to send this email without name only. We have just received a payment for the taxi booking. Your booking is confirmed. Note, in case of any cancellation, you'll have to share the payment ID which has been shared with this email. Okay, please save it. Thanks, Tour and Traveling Agency, ABC Tour and Traveling Agency. Okay, so this is the email which I'm going to send, basically the payment successful email, and here I'm also going to attach the payment ID which can be useful for my customer when they want to cancel the payment. And we have received the payment ID into our Razorpay response, which I have already shown you. Okay, let me search for that payment ID, and here is that payment ID which I have mapped. Okay, currently I'm going to click on the save and send test request button once again, and you will see how the email will be arrived once again. All right, I'll have to wait for that email. And here you can see again the second email is also arrived. Your payment is successful and booking is confirmed. Hello, we have just received a payment for the taxi booking. Your booking is confirmed. Note, in case of any cancellation, you'll have to share a payment ID which has been shared with this email. Please save it. Thanks, ABC Tour and Traveling Agency. Okay, so this is how the second step of our automation is also done. So first step was collecting the booking details and creating a payment link and sending the payment link. Second automation was all about sending the payment successful message when the payment is finally done via Razorpay, basically into the Razorpay. Okay, now we will go back to our part 1 automation. So this is my part 1, and firstly I am going to again rename this automation, rename this workflow as the part 1, so that it will be easier for me to differentiate. Okay, part 1. Now click on update, and now I will take you directly to that section, basically to the booking cancel process. Okay, so what will happen? This is the third scenario of our automation, that if the customer is going to cancel the very same booking details, what will happen? Well, before that I have actually forgot to collect these details, the payment details, inside my spreadsheet. So I'll have to click on this plus icon once again inside my part 2 automation only. Okay, so click on this plus icon, and here you'll have to search for the Google Sheets once again, because we were about to collect the details. Okay, so let me search for the same Google Sheets, clicking on, basically going to search for the update. Okay, this time instead of selecting this add new row, I am going to search for the update action. Okay, because I actually want to update any existing row. Okay, click on connect, go with existing connection only, simply click on save, and this is how the Google Sheets will be connected again. I hope everything is understood to you, because we have done the connection for multiple times. Okay, the spreadsheet will be the same, the data will be the same, asking for the row index, basically which particular row. Here you can see I have selected the action even as the update row. Well, currently which particular row I would like to update? Well, technically I know that I want to update this specific row, but how? The automation will get to know that the automation has to update this specific row, basically row 2. Okay, this case may also arrive when we have lot of data into our spreadsheet. Now how the customer will get to know that it has to change this particular status from unpaid to paid. Okay, so what exactly we are going to do is, firstly we are going to check whether the customer has just made a payment is actually the same customer for whom we have created our Razorpay payment link. Remember, in our part 1 automation, we have created a payment link for the very same customer. Okay, into the set filter action step, we have created a payment link for the same. Here you can see created a payment link, and we have also collected the very same payment link details inside our Google Sheets. And remember, we have also collected this order ID, and currently we have this order ID inside our spreadsheet. And with the help of this order ID only, we are going to check whether it is the same customer or not. Okay, so let me first copy this order ID and check into my part 2 automation, basically into this particular response, whether I have this order ID or not. And here you can see I have this order ID similar in both the cases, because this payment is done by the same user for whom I have created a payment link. Okay, so how I am going to do that? Well, I will have to introduce one more step before this update a row step. Okay, so clicking on this plus icon, and firstly I'm going to search for. Now how I will make this search, let me show you. Click on this Google Sheet first, and in this action step you will have to search for the lookup. Okay, lookup spreadsheet row. So we are actually going to look up that whether the customer who has just made the payment, okay, with the help of this ID we are going to make a lookup into our spreadsheet. Simply click on this connect, go with existing connections only. As I have told you, we have already built the connection in between spreadsheet and Pabbly Connect. Okay, so I will go with the same details, and now into this lookup column where I'll have to specify the column in which particular I will look up for the value. So currently I am looking for this order ID. Okay, and this order ID is available inside which column? Inside this A column. Okay, so that is why I am going to specify here as A column, because basically this search should be made inside A column only, and the lookup value will be the order ID. Okay, so let me again search for the same order ID. So we are actually searching for this order ID inside spreadsheet, and here we already knew that we have this order ID, but how the automation will get to know? We are actually creating the same inside our automation. Include headers in the response. Yes, I would like to do the same. Clicking on the save and send test request, and let me show you the response. It has shown me the response and has provided me all the details. Okay, here you can see it has provided me that order ID, the dummy customer, the same email address, and yes. So what is the meaning of this response? It means that our automation has found this order ID inside our spreadsheet, and that is why it has provided me all the details with respect to this order ID. Here you can see into this row second I have this order ID, the dummy customer, this email address. Here we have the payment link and the unpaid status. So it has provided me all the data of the row second in which it has found out this order ID. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and now finally I am going to update this row. And which row I am going to update? Basically I am going to update this row second. Okay, so I am going to map this row index from the above data only. Well, currently I'll have to first refresh this automation, or let me show you one interesting tip. Okay, so you can also click on this connected button and make this connection once again, and this is how your automation will be refreshed automatically and your data will not be lost. Okay, so when I will click on this row index, I will be able to find the above data, and let me map this row index. Okay, and asking for the order ID, name, email. Well, currently I am going to leave all these fields blank, because I'm interested in updating only these two columns only, because rest of the fields, rest of the data is same. Okay, so I'm going to change the status from unpaid to paid, and then I will add this payment ID. Okay, so coming back to Pabbly Connect, and let me directly jump to that payment status and the payment ID, and let me change the status as paid. Why I'm adding the status as paid? Because the customer has just made the payment successfully, and we have even received the response of that payment, and that is why every time someone is going to make a payment, this time the status will be updated as the paid from the unpaid, and here I will map the payment ID. Alright, so I have provided the detail. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, going to my spreadsheet, and here you will notice the changes in few seconds. And here you can see this time we have the status as paid and the payment ID is also collected. Okay, so I hope the second step, basically the part 2, is successful, and yes, the part 2 is entirely completed. Now I will again go back to my first automation, but let me first delete this existing tab so that it will there will be a no confusion for us. Okay, and I'm also going to cross this payment successful page. Okay, coming back to Pabbly Connect, and here we were about to complete this cancelled booking process. So we have already built 2 automation scenarios. First one was when the booking is received via form submission, a payment link should be created via Razorpay payment gateway, and the details should be collected inside Pabbly Connect, and it should also send the same payment link to Razorpay. This was our first automation scenario. The second automation scenario was when the payment is done by the customer, it should again send a payment successful email, and it should again collect the details. Basically, it should update the status in our existing spreadsheet data. Now coming back and moving further, and I am going to build the third scenario, that is what should happen when the customer will cancel the booking. Okay, for that I'll have to again recapture this response. Okay, so click on this recapture webhook response once again, and now I am going to open my form, and this time I am going to cancel the booking. And for cancelling the booking, it is asking for the payment ID. So assume that I am a customer and I am actually booking my existing booking, for which it is asking for the payment ID. Well, I have already received this. I already received this payment ID inside my email, so I'm going to use the same payment ID, pasting the same payment ID here, clicking on the submit button, and you will see how the response of booking cancellation will be received via Pabbly Connect. Alright, it is still waiting for the response. And here you can see the response is received, and let me show you the status, okay, directly. And here you can see currently we have this select service as the cancelled booking. Okay, and using this text only, we are going to specify the condition of cancel booking, clicking on the set filter action step, and here, as we have done in our previous step, again I am going to search for the same. All right, here we have that thing, dash is equal to cancel booking, and again let me tell you that this text should be exact, otherwise your condition will be false. Okay, clicking on the save and send test request button, and you will see how the condition will be true. Okay, so currently the data which we have received is actually consist of this cancel booking data only, so that is why the condition is true. Now whenever the customer will make a cancel booking query, what should happen? So basically a refund should be initiated. Okay, so I am going to search for the Razorpay, because of course we are going to initiate the refund via the payment gateway only, and here I will search for that refund. Okay, create a full refund, simply click on connect, going with the existing connection only, clicking on save, and it is connected, asking for the payment ID, the recipient number, and other things. Okay, so here I will map the payment ID. Okay, so I have already received the payment ID from the jot form data, because we have already asked our customer that please provide the payment ID for cancellation of this booking. Okay, so here we have that payment ID. So basically we are specifying into Razorpay that which particular transaction it should actually for which it should create a full return. Okay, asking for the recipient number, notes key 1, notes key 2. Well, currently I'm going to leave all these fields blank, clicking on this button directly, but let me show you the details first. Okay, so here is my transactions, and here you can see the last transaction we have is for the 675, and the status is actually captured. Okay, coming back to Pabbly Connect, clicking on the save and send test request button, and wait for the response. Here you can see entity refund, the amount is there, we have received the response. Going back to my Razorpay dashboard, and let me first refresh my Razorpay dashboard. Alright, so did you notice something that the same payment has been refunded? Okay, so this is how you can automate this refund process also for your booking cancellation. On your booking cancellation, coming back to Pabbly Connect, okay, this was the second automation and this is my first automation. Coming back to Pabbly Connect, and here once the payment has been refunded, once the refund has been initiated, it is important to inform the same to our customer by sending an email that we have initiated the refund. Okay, so that is why I'm searching for the Gmail application once again, and I'm going to send an email to my customer going with the existing connection, clicked on save, asking for the recipient email address. So again I am going to search for the email address of the person. All right, why it is not showing any email address? Well, currently I'm looking for the email address of the person into this jot form data, but remember at the time of submission we have only asked us for the payment ID, not for any other details. So from where I am going to fetch all the customer details? So basically we already have all the data inside our Google Sheet, and this time we also want to update the status into our spreadsheet. So again, as we have done earlier, going to search for the Google Sheets here, and into the action step I'm going to search for the lookup spreadsheet row. Simply click on connect, going with the existing connection, clicking on save, and this is how it will be connected again. And now with the help of which particular value I'm going to look up into my spreadsheet row. Okay, so the select spreadsheet will be the same, the data select sheet will be the same, and this time the lookup column will be our payment ID. Okay, so I'm going to fetch this row data via this particular detail, because currently I have this detail common in both the cases. Okay, so let me search for the same, and here I have the payment ID. Remember we have received this payment ID. Okay, so let me go back to my spreadsheet step, and inside this lookup column currently I will add this F as a column. Okay, so coming back to Pabbly Connect, let me add F here and asking for the lookup value. Well, this time the payment ID will be the lookup value. Okay, let me search for the same, the payment ID. All right, so I have mapped it successfully, and I'll go with the true only, top only, clicking on save, and this is how I will receive all my customer details. All right, and here you can see we have the name of the customer, the email address, and we have all the details. We have even received this status as the paid, which we are about to change, which we are going to change as the refund. Okay, so firstly let me inform my customer that we have refunded, we have initiated the refund. Okay, so clicking here, and again I am going to build this connection once again so that the step, this automation will be refreshed, and now I will be able to access the most recent data here. All right, we have received the data, and here we have the email address of the person. Okay, I have mapped it, asking for that other details. Okay, let me provide the details one by one. Sender name will be again tour and traveling agency. Okay, tour and traveling agency. Okay, so I have provided the sender name, asking for the subject line, refund has been initiated for taxi booking. Okay, and now I will finally paste the email here, email content here basically. So again I have prepared a very nice email for this as well. Okay, so let me go back here to my notepad, and here I have that email. Okay, copy the same, paste the same here. Let me correct the spelling, and it is completely up to you whether you would like to provide the email or basically the name of the person. So let me add the name of the person. You have recently cancelled the booking, the refund has been initiated, and it will soon reflected. Okay, let me correct the spelling as well. It will soon reflected in your bank account. Thanks. Okay, and again I will add here as tour and traveling agency. Okay, alright, so I have composed an email, clicking on the save and send test request button, going back to my Gmail and wait for the email to be arrived. And here you can see the refund has been initiated for taxi booking. Okay, so this is how you can automate this refund process also for your bookings, for your taxi booking. Again, coming back to Pabbly Connect, and the last step will be we are going to update the final status into our spreadsheet, for which I'll have to search for the Google Sheet one last time, going to connect this Google Sheet one last time with the Pabbly Connect, and this time the action event will be update row, because we just want to update the status here. Simply connect, go with existing connection, and the sheet will be the same, the second sheet will also be the same. Okay, it is not connected yet, I'll have to wait for that, and yes, it is connected. So select spreadsheet will be the same, the select data will be the same, and what will be the row index? Well, we are going to map the row index from this particular data. All right, so we have received this row index asking for the order ID, the name, the email. Well, I'm going to leave all this data blank, and I'm simply interested in updating this status only. Okay, so currently we have the status add as paid, and you will see how this time we are going to update the status as a refund automatically. Okay, clicking on this payment save and send test request, I'm sorry for that, and here you can see the status has been updated automatically. So this is how you can automate your new bookings as well as the cancelled bookings, and you can maintain all your booking data into your spreadsheet, and you just need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect once. Now I'm going to show you how this automation will work in real time. So again, a new customer has arrived and is about to book a taxi, so that is why he is clicking on this new booking button. Okay, and this time 4 persons are traveling, and the username is, the customer name is, let's say, test customer this time. Okay, test customer, or I am going with the different email address, and this time desk@pabblytudes.com is the email address of the person, and the phone number is 9111111111, and the distance in kilometer will be, let's say, only 20 kilometer, and here I will add an address, and this time the booking detail will be something like this. Okay, so on 23 February and 3 p.m. I am going to travel, and this time I am going to travel to the Bhojpur city. Okay, and let me first provide the address, and then I will be submitting this form. Alright, so I have filled all the details. Clicking on this submit, and you will see how the details will be captured inside my spreadsheet. Okay, and you can see the new booking details has been arrived and the status is unpaid. Now I will go back to my Gmail account and will wait whether the email has been arrived or not. And here you can see, please complete the taxi booking by making a payment, and I will open this email, and here by submitting this particular link, I'm going to make a dummy payment. Okay, so payment link for new taxi booking February 8, 300 rupees. Okay, again I am going to use the same phone number and the same email address, that is desk@pabblytudes.com. Alright, clicking on proceed, and my payment will be proceed in few seconds, going with the testing card details. Okay, existing save cards, pay now, pay without saving, and then I'll click on this success. Okay, and you will see now what will happen, what will be the status. The status will be changed automatically, and here you can see now the status is paid. Going back to my Gmail account, and let us check whether I have received any other email address, and here you can see your payment is successful and booking is confirmed. Okay, and now I am going to again cancel the very same booking by filling out this particular form, and currently I have also received the payment ID for this transaction, which will required at the time of cancellation. Okay, it has clearly mentioned into my email. Okay, so that is why I have already copied, and now I will be providing this payment ID. Click on submit, and you will see how again the status will be changed automatically as the refund. Okay, I'll have to wait for few seconds, and yes, the status has been updated. Going back to my Gmail account, and I think I have already received that email. Okay, here you can see refund has been initiated it for the taxi booking. Alright, so this is how you can entirely automate this process with the help of form builder software, the payment gateway Razorpay and spreadsheet, and of course Pabbly Connect. These two automation you'll have to create only once, and after that sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. Simply close Pabbly Connect and sit back and relax. And just in case if you want to access these two automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the shareable link of these two workflows into my description box. So by clicking on this link and sign up into the Pabbly Connect, the same workflows will be cloned into your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.